Hi, this is Joni, holistic health teacher, coach, and human design reader. My intention is to bring you digestible snippets of holistic habits to improve your health and well-being. We need your clear mind, healthy body, open heart, and bright eyes now more than ever. So I've created these new channels for anyone in need at this time here on YouTube and on Library TV. That's lbry.tv. If you're into cryptocurrency, DeFi, you might want to check that out. So today we're here to talk about gut health. This is a big one, guys. As always, on this channel, I'm offering basics, complimentary to the general public, on how to place attention on the areas we each individually need to tap into to feel better, think better, and love better. There's no one-size-fits-all, and there's so much out there when it comes to health and nutrition that it can be extremely overwhelming, confusing, and in all transparency, annoying even for those of us working in the industries. My aim is to keep it simple, as we are all far too overwhelmed, and even more so over this last year. It's been almost a year now, or pretty much a year, of COVID. If you're having more severe gut issues, such as irritable bowel syndrome, leaky gut, constipation, or other digestion issues, I highly recommend finding a specialist. If you can't do so at this time, though, there are ways to do your best with what you have right now. There's so much that we can begin to remedy by simply cleaning up our diets, which we all need to do occasionally anyway. Nothing extreme, just add in more good to eventually decrease what doesn't benefit us. For a little while, we do that. And if we believe that we are truly eating clean most of the time and still having issues, then yes, remedying the issue may involve trying a more serious cleanup for a longer period of time, working with a specialist if you can, to let your gut actually heal. But first, we have to take the time to put attention on ourselves and figure out where we are at first, which is why working with a coach or guide can support you through that process. One example I ran into was a gentleman who had acid reflux, who had at some point taken the advice to choke down a shot of apple cider vinegar every day to remedy the acid reflux, and it worked. He now swears by it and tells everyone he knows. So if you do work with a specialist, please find someone who is open to natural remedies, as there are so many out there that truly work that can also save you loads of money. We also now know that the gut is inextricably linked to the heart and the brain, and the gut acts as our second brain. But we'll address that on another day. In the meantime, I just want to cover some basics to get you going. 8 easy ways to improve your gut health. Number 1, my first take is to put a lot of attention on drinking plenty of water, especially first thing in the morning, right when you wake up. Drink at least 1 or 2 glasses of water before you have any other food or coffee or tea. Number 2, add more plants, mainly vegetables. Add some fruit to your plate every day. Number 3, avoid processed foods. So anything wrapped in packaging or plastic, just try to avoid it. Buy your vegetables and fruit, and anything else you can find at your local farmer's market is going to be great and will serve you best when you can. I've also spoken in the past on where to find plants for free fruit in some of the major cities. There are some organizations that help with that, so I'll go ahead and link that below for you. If you're in a big city or an inner city, I know that, the realities of our world, even in the first world of the United States, is that we do have food deserts in our inner cities where people do not have a grocery store to just walk to. So I greatly acknowledge anyone listening who are in those areas, and I totally understand that these places are tough to get to. But there are organizations working hard in some places to support you. Number 4, eating more probiotics. So from foods more so than pills is what we're talking about here. Make sure there are no added sugar into these products as well, so you have to read the labels. Always read the labels on everything you buy in a grocery store. Just because it says natural on the package does not mean that it's good for you. Read the labels. Avoid sugar. Avoid, most things have words in the ingredients that we can't pronounce. Look for as many words that you can actually read and understand what they are in the ingredients. That's the key. So eating more probiotics will look like kefir. Kefir is kind of like yogurt. It's a little bit more like a milkshake in texture. Look for the good quality stuff. High quality yogurt as well. Not the grocery store brands that are sweetened with white sugar and goopy fruits. We're talking about reading the labels and finding the products that are going to actually do what you want them to do. So if you're buying something with probiotics but it has a ton of white sugar in it, those two things are doing the opposite things. One is benefiting you and one is not, so it's kind of just canceling each other out. And then a third product to look for is sauerkraut. Some people like it, some people don't. If you can choke it down, slap a little bit on your sandwich, do what you will. These 3 items, and there are more, but these 3 will improve your gut and your mood. Number 5, swear off of gluten. So this is a big topic, especially in the U.S. as well. But in short, most gluten in the U.S. is highly refined and of very poor quality at this point. So for now, go off of gluten for a minimum of a few weeks just to see if anything shifts. This might restore your gut health in and of itself. Number 6, eating healthy fats. So this is essential for brain development. And again, we'll talk more about the gut and the brain connection later on, but olive oil, butter from grass-fed cows, a handful of nuts. We don't need more than a handful, just a handful of nuts. Avoid peanuts if you can, walnuts, pecans, almonds, and then avocado is another great way to go for healthy fats. Consume more mushrooms. This is number 7. The shiitake mushroom, for example, contains plenty of vitamin B6, which is great for your gut and for your mood. I recently did a short video on mushroom basics, so I'll link that below as well. And then number 8 is nuts, again, as I already stated, but they're full of serotonin, one of our feel-good chemicals, and they can support depression. But again, just a handful is usually plenty. I highly recommend staying away from peanuts again. So walnuts, almonds, pecans, you get the drift. When people work with specialists on these gut issues or commit to working with a coach or doing the research and trying to make these changes on their own, they can restore their gut fully so that they can eventually go back to enjoying the foods they love with great awareness around mindful consumption. While we don't have all the answers yet on the gut-mood link, one thing is certain. By taking care of the gut, you'll not only feel better physically, but will eventually decrease other issues such as anxiety and depression. We'll speak more about the gut-brain connection again in the future. I'll try to do a video on that pretty shortly here. But otherwise, thank you for being here. Please share this information with anyone in need at this time. Take care of yourself, and your entire world will shift for the better. I'd love for everyone to feel more calm, cool, and collected, especially during these challenging times. Thanks again, and be well.